What we have here is two separate addressable pull stations. Let's take a look at the two different brands and see how they differ. The first one is a Miracom. It's a little bit older, and it's one you might encounter out on the job site. There is still a slot, and that is going to be for the glass rod. And if we look on the back, this is the addressable module that would connect to the fire alarm panel. Now, it's a little bit different and very common for the era. And the way that this would have worked is you would have used a screwdriver in order to actually set the address by turning these two rotating knobs. And if I hold it up a little bit closer, you can see there's two separate rotating dials. And one of them is tens and the other is ones. And so there would be a specific number of devices that you could have on individual unique addresses. Now, this is how things used to be done. And as you can see, we've still got our two terminals there, and our wires in and wires out would not be moretted, but they could go underneath the same screw as this particular manufacturer has. Now, when this pull station is put into alarm by pulling on it, this is what it looks like. In this one, it's actually just a normally closed push button that's held open when the lever is in its normal position. Now, to reset this, it's a little bit different than the other brands. There's a little hole here, and the entire assembly is held together with this little clip. So you have to close it and insert your screwdriver into the hole. And what we're going to do is use that to bend the tab down and reset our pull station. So remember, after an alarm, you would have to reset the pull station before the fire alarm could be placed back in its normal operating condition. Here's the other type of addressable. This is a little bit more common. It's for an Edwards system. And here's the addressable module on the back. Now, something like this has almost an infinite number of unique addresses. We don't have to actually set the address. It sets it itself automatically when we connect it to the system. It automatically sends a signal off to the fire alarm panel and tells it exactly what its address is. And so it's not nearly as cumbersome as the older type of device we see on the left here. It looks almost identical to a standard non-addressable fire alarm pull station, unless you flip it over and look on the back. And even when we open this unit up with a screwdriver, we see that it is still almost identical in its operation to a standard conventional fire alarm pull station, where it's just a toggle switch that activates the alarm.